In the late 19th century, a new movement emerged from the ashes of centuries-old Jewish persecution and discrimination: Zionism. This political movement aimed to establish a Jewish homeland in what was then known as Palestine, a region under the rule of the Ottoman Empire. The Zionist movement gained momentum in the early 20th century, culminating in a pivotal moment in history: the Balfour Declaration. As the world was embroiled in the chaos of the First World War, Britain was looking for allies. In 1917, the British Foreign Secretary, Arthur James Balfour, sent a letter to Lord Rothschild, a leading figure in the British Jewish community. This letter, later known as the Balfour Declaration, expressed British support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. The Balfour Declaration was not just a letter, but a symbol of hope for the Zionist movement. It was the first significant declaration by a world power in favor of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. Yet, it was a promise that set the stage for decades of conflict in the Middle East. The promise of a Jewish homeland was one thing; implementing it was another. After the end of the First World War, Britain took control of Palestine under a League of Nations mandate. However, the Arab population, who constituted the majority in Palestine, strongly opposed the Zionist agenda. Over the following decades, tensions between the Arab and Jewish communities escalated, leading to sporadic violence. Britain found itself in an increasingly complex and untenable situation. Despite the challenges, Jewish immigration to Palestine continued, bolstered by the horrors of the Holocaust during the Second World War. In 1947, Britain announced its intention to terminate the mandate, leaving the future of Palestine in the hands of the newly formed United Nations. The UN proposed a partition plan, dividing Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states. The Jewish leaders accepted the plan, but the Arab leaders rejected it, leading to the outbreak of the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The Balfour Declaration, a single-page letter from 1917, had set in motion a series of events that reshaped the Middle East. It marked the beginning of Britain's involvement in Palestine and paved the way for the creation of the State of Israel. Yet, it also laid the groundwork for one of the most protracted and contentious conflicts of the 20th century: the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The Balfour Declaration remains a controversial document, celebrated by some as a milestone in Jewish history, and condemned by others as the root cause of the Palestinian plight. In this exploration, we've seen the origins of the Zionist movement, the pivotal role of the Balfour Declaration, and the tumultuous aftermath that followed. We've delved into how a letter of support became a beacon of hope for a persecuted people, and how that same letter ignited decades of strife and conflict. We've understood that the Balfour Declaration was not just a promise, but a powerful catalyst that forever changed the landscape of the Middle East.